Norm Miller was born in Portland, Oregon, February 3rd, 1936, to Alicia and Norm Myers. The next few years proved to be tough on the family, for America was in the middle of a Great Depression. Alicia, now a single mother, raising Norman alone during this challenging time, would not let anything come between she and her son. While Norman was still very young, a tall, very good-looking police officer with the city of Portland walked into Alicia's and Norman's lives. Clifford Miller was his name, and he immediately took a liking to Alicia and Norm. Soon after Alicia and Clifford married, Clifford took Norm into his loving arms as if he was his own child. They were family. As a young child, Norm enjoyed all the activities most children of his age and era would enjoy, including outings with the family, playing in the woods, riding bikes, walking to the movie theater, and soon enough motorcycles. He especially enjoyed a three-wheeled motorcycle he had built himself. After several years, Norm was blessed with a beautiful baby sister named Lisa, and soon thereafter he would also be blessed with a little brother named Ricky. In 1954, Norm decided he wanted to see more of the big world, so he joined the United States Navy. Unfortunately, this was the time when the Korean War was being fought. Norm served 4 years aboard the USS St. Paul, where he served as a machinist mate second class. After returning home from the war unharmed, Norm re-enlisted in the Navy Reserves for an additional 4 years. The Navy was an exciting time for Norm for many reasons. However, on one weekend while being on leave in Portland, Norm and a few of his buddies decided they wanted to go out for a night on the town. It was there that Norm met the woman of his dreams on Broadway. Yep, that's how Norm met Gail, the woman he would marry and spend the rest of his life with. Who would have thought that a simple kiss would lead to a lifetime of memories? Shortly before Norm's discharge from the Navy, Norm and Gail were married in Portland, Oregon. The year was 1958. They spent the last few months of Norm's service in Long Beach, California, but eventually moved back to Portland. Soon after moving back to Portland in 1960, Norm and Gail were blessed with a first child, a son, they named James Norman Miller. Not long after James was born, Norm and Gail had 2 more children, Deborah Mullen in 1962 and Sandra Renee in 1964. The 5 of them made a perfect family. Norm was a dedicated employee, spending 25 years with Tektronix, where he retired from, only to find himself working again, this time for Bonneville Power Administration and OHSU, where he finally decided to truly retire and stay home and enjoy his days doing projects around the house and helping somebody in need. Norm loved his church, New Vision Fellowship, where he was very active. He especially enjoyed his life group meetings and the bread ministry, which served over 500 people. Norm also enjoyed poker nights with the guys once a month. Being the handyman that he was always there for someone that needed something done. He enjoyed going to auctions, rebuilding motorcycles, and of course riding his own motorcycle. As the years passed, Norm's children grew and had children of their own. Norm and Gail are now proud grandparents of 6 grandchildren: Christopher, Curtis, Coleman, Victoria, Ian, and of course Declan. Norm was a dedicated and loving husband. He loved his wife Gail very much. Norm and Gail just recently celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. In 2007, Norm was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Norm was a fighter and in the battle for his life and was not going to let any of this cancer stuff get in his way of living life. During the course of his battle, he never let his disease get in the way of wanting to help others. Within the last 2 years, Norm was able to participate in Portland's Race for a Cure in honor and support of his daughter Debbie and others. Norm was a loving and devoted son, husband, father, grandfather, and friend. He is loved by everyone, and he loved life himself. He will be missed by many as he touched the lives of everyone he came in contact with. God decided to take Norm home on January 17th, 2009. If you listen, you might hear him in the wind or in the sound of a motorcycle driving by. Just look and listen, he's all around us. If you look, you might see him in the clouds or in the shimmering of the leaves in a tree. Norm is gone in a physical sense, but his soul is still around us every day.